being on the show.
Hi Ninda, thank you for calling me finally.
So this is our 100th episode and it's a special one for us, and it's so good to be interviewing a friend more than anything else.
Yeah, we've been known each other like really long.
Yeah. So it's been 2 years that you've actually moved to Bombay.
I remember 2 years back I packed my bags and moved to Bombay.
In between, there were a couple of projects which came your way in Telugu.
That I couldn't take up any Telugu film because of the fact that I didn't get something exciting. If they really love me, they'll wait for me, and this confidence actually Tamil industry gave me. People telling me that you need to keep rolling in market, you need to keep churning out film after film because heroine has a short shelf life, and all that is not really true if you do quality work.
Always been very vocal about the way actresses are treated in the industry.
They asked me to cut down more on my remuneration because mine was the one I wasn't given advances, and I don't know why me. Why single out the heroine? So everybody knows it's a universal fact that the remuneration of a heroine is not even 1/4. It's almost like 1/10 of a hero. The person who is tagged as the unlucky mascot is the heroine.
Being called the iron leg, or then suddenly have a hit and called a golden leg.
I have some really heavy metal legs now. Some golden, iron, platinum, diamond. I have a lot of. I feel nice about that whole expensive metal they are talking about.
How's the event management company coming along?
All of you are planning to get married. Please contact the wedding factory. I'll myself come and pay a visit to your wedding if you hire us. It's like I come in a package deal.
Oh wow.
See what all we have to do to push our business.
Hi Taapsee, thanks for being on the show.
Hi Ninda, thank you for calling me finally.
So this is our 100th episode and it's a special one for us, and it's so good to be interviewing a friend more than anything else.
Yeah, we've been known each other like really long.
Yeah. It's been forever that I actually met you. We haven't done our dinner.
Yeah, I know. Like last I know, we just met over lunch for your wedding invitation.
I know, seriously. Oh my God, that's been like 2 years.
Yes, it's been time. Yeah.
So it's been 2 years that you've actually moved to Bombay. How has life changed?
Exactly 2 years actually right now.
Yeah.
I remember 2 years back I packed my bags and moved to Bombay because it was getting difficult to manage the Hindi department without being there. It's been very interesting. I mean, the moment I stepped in Bombay, life has changed in a lot of ways for me, more than one. I mean, as a person, I have totally changed. Personal life, professional life, everything has taken a 180-degree turn for all good reasons though. Now, I look at my work in a different way. The work has started responding to me in a different way. People have suddenly started taking me much more seriously than what they were taking me when I was actually a workaholic having like a 7 movies release slate for a year. That was the point when I was in Hyderabad. But now is when people have actually started taking me a little more seriously. Probably the kind of work I've done recently, or the fact that quality triumphs over quantity. Right. So all this has worked in my favor the moment I stepped in Bombay.
Right. So films like Baby and Kanchana 2 has showed you in a different light. You've actually changed your choice of films. Initially there was a slate of commercial films when you started off your career.
I think everybody the funny part about my professional life in the 3 industries is all the 3 industries see me in a totally different light. So when I debuted in Telugu, I debuted with a hardcore commercial film. So for Telugu industry, I'm still that glamorous doll for them. I don't know what will I have to do. Probably now I've acted like a ghost that they realize that I can act.
Right.
So it took a long time for me to break that thing that okay, I'm not just a glamorous person just because I debut with it. But you can't really fault them because first impression is a lasting impression. So if I enter like a glamorous doll, I am a glamorous doll for them. Whereas in Tamil, when I started off, I was the Anglo-Indian, the very performer category. So till date, I find it difficult to break through the hardcore commercial cinema of Tamil. They give me roles where I'm portraying a character more than a heroine. Be it in I've done only 4 films, like on an average 1 film in a year in Tamil, and all of them have been so different where the characters are concerned. that's why they've been giving me some very off characters. They don't show me as a girl next door. For them, I'm not a girl next door, nor I am that glamorous diva. So I'm walking a very thin line in Tamil. Whereas in Hindi, they see me as a pure girl next door. They don't see me as again a glamorous person. They don't see me as only an artsy performer.
Right.
They see me someone who can balance out between mainstream and commercial, who can play a girl next door of a rural or an urban background very easily. So that's what the difference has been in the three industries, and quality has worked for me much more. I've slowed down my pace a lot. I've tried to understand what works for me, what doesn't, and thankfully with that I haven't probably given a flop in last 2.5 years that I've been here, be it only 2 or 3 movies that I've released in 2.5 years. I haven't really given a flop, thankfully, because I've realized now what works for me and what doesn't. So rather than running a race and doing what every other top heroine is doing, rather carve a way for yourself is what I've done.
So you're finally back in Telugu now, what made you sign this script, Ghazi, which is actually a Hindi and Telugu?
See, yes, the script made me sign Ghazi. I was 2 years, I think it's been 2 years, I didn't sign any Telugu film.
Right.
Even though Kanchana 2 was dubbed in Ganga, it was not really a straight Telugu film. And since Telugu has been my first release ever, Telugu industry has given me the big opening. I can't really leave it, especially after learning the language pretty decently, that it was a pretty sad thing for me also, along with all the people who loved watching me on screen in Telugu, that I couldn't take up any Telugu film because of the fact that I didn't get something exciting. Now, there's no point in being one amongst the crowd, or just doing the same stuff in which I can easily be replaced by 5 other girls. So those kind of roles, I have done it at a point. Now I don't feel excited about it, because every day in the morning I should feel excited about portraying that character rather than feeling exciting about what hero I'm working with, what director I'm working with. They can't be the only driving force to go on the set. It has to be the script, my character also. So that is what made me feel, okay, it's okay, people love me. If they really love me, they'll wait for me. And this confidence actually Tamil industry gave me. In spite of having one release in a year, they still gave me equally good reception with every release. So then I realized that whole thing of what people telling me that, you need to keep rolling in market, you need to keep churning out film after film because heroine has a short shelf life and all that is not really true if you do quality work. So they will wait for you. So I decided to take, a break, in the sense not wantedly, just that stop taking up things that you don't really feel happy about taking, and you're doing it just for the sake of being in the market. So started doing that is when, I finally got an opportunity to come across Ghazi, and one of its kind, India's first submarine film. One of those films that I'll always be proud of. Today I don't know what the result of that film will be, but few years down the line, when I look back and I realize that I was a part of Ghazi, I will still be equally proud, because it's first of its kind, first submarine film. It's a patriotic film, true incident which the world doesn't know about, hasn't been written about. When we talk about wars, we only glorify army or more or less Air Force in a way, but we haven't really seen a film made on Navy. So this is purely, Navy-based patriotic film, which is first of its kind. So that makes me feel really good.
You even tweeted saying, this film will go down in the history.
Yes. It will definitely, because of all the factual reasons. People will wake up to a lot of facts which they never realized existed, especially in our country, and I'm looking forward to a grand release for it in Telugu and Hindi both.
Right. So, Taapsee, in between there were a couple of projects which came your way in Telugu, but what made you, what kept you away from some of those projects?
See, the fact that I was again asked to portray what I did in Mr. Perfect, or what I did in any other glamorous film. So I was like, now it feels like my getup is the same, my look is the same, my body language is the same, and I'm just moving myself from one set to the other, which doesn't feel that great. It's like cut, copy, paste of your character in other movies, which is not a very great thing to feel. So that's when I realized that no, I don't want to repeat myself again and again. I mean, I'm not judging what other actresses do, to each their own way of handling their career. I am not running that race, is what I realized. I never put myself up at the pedestal saying, I am the next star heroine, or it's the media who gave me that tag after my my initial release, is that okay, she's become a star heroine. I wasn't even aware of what this tag of star heroine means. By the time I realized, it was probably too late for me to understand, okay, now how do I manage it? I had to just take a step back and just realize what I want to do. What do I feel happy about doing? And I've realized when I feel happy about my work, audience also feels happy looking at it. So, just forget the whole race of running. And I today have become immune to the comments that I get that, you've done some good roles, you're a good actor, but why couldn't you make it to the #1? These kind of comments that people ask me in Tamil and Telugu both. Tamil even more, because they said you started off with something like Adukulam, then why not, reach the top? And I was like, I was never running that race. So it's you who made me run that race. I was never running that race. So that's what my answer remains now. Even in Hindi, I'm not going to run that race and try to be the next Deepika, next Priyanka. I'm not going to do that. Deepika is there, Priyanka is there. I'm going to make a way for myself.
Right. So am I seeing a Taapsee 2.0 version?
Yes, you definitely are.
Sure of
yes, you
what
definitely
you want
are.
in life.
Because first 3 years of my career, I was shooting day and night, different shifts. Morning for some other movie, evening for some other movie. 3 years went in some wind, I guess, because I was just churning out movies after movies, and I never had time to realize, to sit and understand what exactly am I doing and where exactly am I heading. I was just running some random race.
So what has led to this change in your approach?
Well, you can also say failure also is a big teacher. When you don't, when your movies don't click and you don't understand that you've put in so much of hard work, then why so? That teaches you a lot of lessons. And the fact that I got an opportunity to be exposed to more than one industry, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi. So I was seeing perspectives of different industries and different audience towards me. Now it can't be like, because one industry tags me unlucky and I'm giving hits into industries, that can't be true that I'm unlucky. One industry tags me as a performer who does only like a certain type of roles, but the other industry thinks I'm a glamorous girl. Now this can't be that. So I can't limit myself according to what one industry thinks of me. Is what helped me broaden my perspective, and that helped me eventually to be more matured in my decision making.
So when you did Baby, something like Baby and Kanchana 2, which put you out of your comfort zone, did you actually take that as an attempt that people actually start taking you seriously as an actress?
Yeah. I mean, of course, when Baby happened to me, there are a lot of people who didn't even acknowledge my presence before the movie released, because when it's an Akshay Kumar movie, nobody really thinks that the girl will do anything whatsoever. And I was not even paired opposite him. So people thought, okay, I'm just going to have a blink and miss role. And I maintained the fact that yes, I'm not throughout the film, I'm only in 20 minutes. So people all the more didn't want to take me seriously. Only till the movie released, and then probably now they realize I gained probably the maximum out of that film. More than Akshay was already at the top, and he still continues to be there. But I probably gained a lot in my career because of that 20 minutes, those 20 minutes. And in Kanchana 2, I remember when Lawrence narrated me the script, I went with the perspective of saying no, because I didn't want to get into horror genre. I was not sure if I can do something like this, and it was too heavy on a female role. So because the girl was the one who was going to get possessed. So I was not very sure that the audience is ready to take a female heavy role. So I said, okay, sir, I'm not sure, give me 1.5 months or 1.5 months. So he waited for me for 1.5 months for my answer. And
I remember, I think we met for lunch then, when you were actually deciding whether or not to do Kanchana.
So I took like more than a month, and he patiently waited, and then I said, okay, let's take the plunge. My intuition tells me it's going to be good. And even I don't know what made him think that I'm going to do it. It was a huge challenge for me. I have really mentally drained myself to do that role. But I knew, with every day, I knew sitting in Kanchana 2 set, I knew that its movie is going to be a hit. I was never at doubt from the time I heard the script till the time it released that it can be a flop or it can be an average. I always knew it's going to be a big hit. That's the kind of faith I had, and that's why I did all that hard work, and it's all worth it.
So do you see yourself gravitating towards doing concept-oriented films?
I'm definitely looking myself going towards doing films where I matter to the script.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm not going to do hardcore commercial films, but you know, give me something interesting to do. I always said in last couple of years when people ask me how do you choose your scripts, I just say, you know, the script should not go smoothly or should not be how it is if you take my character out of the film. That's my only criteria to judge how important is my role. Because I mean, now I have reached a level where I don't feel sad or sorry about the fact that I probably didn't get to work with the top superstars of the industry, because I think people tell me that, you know, in spite of the fact that you didn't work with those biggest of names, people still know you that well. You know how they will know all those heroines who've worked with them, probably because of the kind of roles I took. So I said, I think that's what's working in my favor. Stop running the rat race.
With the kind of choices that you're making, it surely feels like, you know, you're liberating yourself from the success failure ratio. I'm sure it must be feeling good for you also, you know, to not be bothered by any of it.
See, actually failure does bother you. I wouldn't say today also if my movie bombs, I will be okay, or I will be you know, ignorant or just indifferent about it. I don't think that will happen. But yeah, now since I'm so careful, I am hoping at least I'm eliminating the 99% risk of it being a failure, because I'm taking it just so slow and so carefully. It is liberating, yes. Today I feel that I'm much more free as a person who is not worried about a lot of problems that were going in my head few years back about saying no or yes to a movie. Oh, it's a big hero. If I say no, it'll you know, that person might just feel that why don't I want to be a part of a big film? A director might get offended, or a producer might get offended. Or I'll just share an incident, without taking names, that there was a producer who worked with me, and that movie didn't work, and then he went on to produce another movie after a couple of years, and then he, at that time, the unit wanted me to be a part of that film, but he put his foot down saying, no, that girl is, you know, no, I'm not going to take that girl again. And the reason being, because I stood for my staff's, you know, comfort, because they were not really getting, they paid on time, and I was standing for my staff's comfort, that, you know, you can't take them for granted, you're going to make them run around. So I was the one trying to make sure that, you know, these people, my staff who's been with me day and night almost every day of my life, I can't offend them, and they are only asking what they rightly deserve, not more than that. And nobody's going to talk and stand for them if I don't. So I was trying to stand for that, and that producer didn't want to take me for that reason, and that I stood for my staff and all that. And then after Kanchana 2 release, I remember a week or so after that, he called me back again, and he asked me, oh, even this is the next movie I'm producing, would you like to hear the script? I was like, sir, but last movie of yours which you produced, you were so sure you don't want me, and now suddenly you want me. He's like, no, Amma, I was very angry at that time, and I was like, sir, you know, at that time you tried to play with someone's career just because of your anger. I probably wouldn't have had good time dealing with you at that time, but I never had a lasting feeling like I will not work with you again and all that. So you took it so personally, you know, you should take it only professionally, and I was not saying anything wrong. So why now? Right. So he gave me a whole lecture of 30-40 minutes at how he was so angry and he did it, and I was like, sir, you know, you try to play with someone's career, a girl's career, especially when you know a heroine's career is very short as compared to a hero's career. So, you know, now you coming back and taking a U-turn, how do you feel about it now? Right. You know, should I start showing my anger now? Will it feel nice? So, well, I mean, I didn't happen to do that film because of other reasons, but then I didn't lose my calm, because I feel in this industry what goes around comes back around faster. Right. More than any other industry, I feel, because, you know, one success, one Friday, and it changes the whole ball game for you. So, you know, that has been one experience of mine about how people have reacted or changed, and how certain decisions have helped me grow.
Right. Taapsee, you are someone who's known for your sarcasm and your bluntness.
I am. It puts me in trouble a lot of times.
Yeah, so what has the repercussions been?
It has been good and bad both. Good in the sense, sorry, I'll just start with the bad because that's so obvious, because people half the time don't catch it, and the people who catch it sometimes don't really feel great about it. And I'm not a person who can give you, who can give long lectures and speech about goodness or what is not good. I convey it in my sarcasm. So if someone catches it and understands it, they might just take it very offensively in the beginning. But the people who understand and enjoy this kind of humor, I've made some great friends because of this humor. Because people find me very witty, according to a lot of them who, who understand this kind of humor. So I've made some really good friends because of that, and they find me quite fun to be around. And I bond with quite a few people a lot because of the humor aspect of it. They like, I know people who just like to listen to me because of that. Especially, I'll give you a name because I really admire him as a person as well. Ravi Teja, the Mass Maharaja.
Right.
I feel so nice. I get an extra energy dose of excitement when I'm around him, because he loves to hear my humor and he appreciates it so much. And he's like, and he can talk in
Hindi. He's also someone who comes back with, So
if someone like him appreciates your humor and your whole attitude, so it feels really nice. So he's one of those few, who appreciates and likes my humor, and I really feel nice cracking jokes with him.
All right. Taapsee, recently you tweeted that Times of India, most desirable poll had you in their list, and you said that, oh, so they finally thought of...
They didn't have me initially in their list. And I don't know, maybe they didn't find me desirable and they found quite a few other names desirable who I was not even aware of, the names there. But then it's okay, I feel these awards, these polls, they are very subjective. They are more like a television show than the real meaning of awards or the polls doesn't really stand. It's more like audience attracting source, or it's more like a television show. It doesn't really judge you on who you are. But I was pleasantly surprised when they didn't have me in the poll, and because a few fans of mine started trolling them on Twitter that how can you not have Taapsee in the poll, and they had a hashtag Taapsee is the most desirable, and they started floating that around, and that's when they eventually added me there. So that, that is more than winning that poll. That, I was not even aware that I was not there. I didn't even see the list, and here are a set of people who love me so much that they started trolling them for not having me. I think I won that poll right then and there. For me, it has been a success there. I now don't care how many awards or polls votes I get, but I am happy.
Right, so you were actually started looking even more stunning, I believe, and the Maxim shoot, you just stunned us. You totally stunned.
I stunned myself also.
So, I believe you are playing squash and you're into proper diet.
I am on a diet, but it's not those kind of crash diets. Yes, I've gone a lot into nutrition and knowing my body and accepting my body type. First of all, I've accepted the fact that I cannot be those skinny, thin, petite female, because I have a strong structure, body structure. I can only have an athletic body. I cannot have that petite, tiny waist. I can't have that. So now how do I work around it? Now start with accepting what your body type is, and don't torture it. Just nurture it, I would say. So I started going through the different types of diet regimes, what really helps you to stay fit. Because there's no way that you can give up saying, no, this is how it is now, just leave it. Now nothing is working on my body. Started working on my diet. Only thing I got rid of was gluten and lactose. I don't eat anything with gluten. I don't drink milk, or I don't have yogurt or curd. That's all. And it changed my whole look upside down. Along with, of course, playing squash, doing regular detoxification. I play squash quite regularly, 40-45 minutes. It's been 1 year I've been playing squash, and that 45 minutes of workout is almost 1.5 hours of gym workout, because it works on each and every part of your body so much. Actually, it's a good heart exercise. That sport is rated like the second best sport in the world where your physical and mental health is concerned, because it not only makes you run around, but it actually helps you use your brain a lot, which angle to hit the ball in. And so sport, I feel, is a much better way to work out, because it doesn't like aimlessly you have to keep on lifting weights or aimlessly running on the treadmill. You're using your brain as well, you know, which shots to hit and where to hit and all that. So you're having a mental exercise as well. All that has changed me as a person because of getting into a sport, because of following a certain diet.
But for someone who is known to be a foodie, how tough was it to stay away from Makhan?
Imagine Sardani leaving atta and paratha and all that. So, but I find a way out. So I mix some 10 different types of attas. Like I had nachni, jowar, bajra, soya, rice flour, everything mixed together. And now I don't eat parathas as much, but at least once or twice a week, if I get a craving of having a paratha, then I eat that. Otherwise, now I've become even more South Indian by eating a lot of rice. I eat a lot of rice now. Right. That's my only carb that's the only carb in my diet majorly. Right. So it's not like you have to starve yourself. It's only about knowing what suits your body and what doesn't. And there are numerous ways to work around. So diet has been like really overrated when it comes to, you know, that you have to do so much. No, you don't, you know.
Right. So Taapsee is now also a fashion icon. What influences your choice?
Actually, I'll give not half but 100% credit of this to my stylist. She's my co-sister actually, my sister-in-law, Devki.
Oh, okay.
She's sitting back there in US. She's not even in India.
And she puts together
everything. I remember this happened like 2-3 months before baby's release, and I went for an event and I was horribly dressed because and we knew each other because we are family, but I knew that she loves fashion. She's a pharmacist by profession actually. She is practicing pharmacy. She is not into fashion professionally. So but she's your interest. So she loves following fashion. So I remember I went to that event and I was written off very badly by the media, especially because in Bollywood you know how particular they are about what you wear when you go out. So they wrote me off so bad, such bad reviews and comments on what I wore. I was all very disheartened because I was having a stylist at that time who was probably not putting in enough efforts to understand my body type and to do the best for me. I was thinking in my side, oh no, I never did that in my career in South. I think I can manage by myself here. It's okay. I don't need to take the best of stylists. But it didn't. It backfired very bad. So then that day I was very disheartened and I was having a chat with her when she messaged me saying, you know, who made you wear this? And I told her and we had a long chat. And from there onwards she was like, okay, you know, why don't we just start working together? I know it's going to be difficult in the beginning because people will not take her seriously as a stylist since she doesn't have this as her profession.
Right.
So and she's not even in India to do the running around work. But yes, it's worth trying. I said, yeah, it's definitely worth trying. Let's give it a shot. Start off a little slow with, you know, some new designers, not the big known names, and see how it goes. And we obviously had help of the fact that people knew me a bit in the industry and the fact that I was coming up with baby in 2 months. So people took me even more seriously that she's going to be around Akshay Kumar. So she's definitely going to be seen. So some designers did come forward to help us give their stuff, and I got some pretty decent outfits and good appearances to begin with, and people started taking notice of it. Suddenly we had more requests from designers and their PR to use their stuff, and rest is almost history, I can say. So hats off to her. I had so many apprehensions about, you know, no, the off shoulders don't look good on me. I look broad in this. Oh no, I'd have this problem area. And she was like, just let me style. And the fact that whatever I used to be apprehensive about proved wrong because she used to make it work. One after the other, I kept on getting better and better reviews and people started taking notice of me so suddenly. So for today, if you ask me, I've become almost handicapped when it comes to fashion because I blindly and so hopelessly rely on her. That she has to tell me from my hairdo to my jewelry to my shoes, everything she has to tell me, and sitting there in US.
Right.
So imagine our FaceTime and WhatsApp has been running overtime, and we've been managing each and every event like that. So only and only because of Devki this has happened.
Right. Even the JFW cover
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
was
Yeah.
brilliant.
See, no magazines, even
Right.
though I don't use Devki for magazines, because magazines, you have to have a stylist present there on the
Yeah,
set
yeah.
with you, and she can't do that possibly. But it's because of her sense of style which she has inculcated in me, that now I have a sense of what looks good on me and what looks good in pictures. So, you know, all thanks to her, I say. It's been 1 year of great learning from her.
Right. Taapsee, you've always been very vocal about the way actresses are treated in the industry. Do you think things have actually now started to change?
No, they haven't. Not really in the southern part of the world, I would say. Not world, in India, sorry. So, but yeah, it's quite a different ball game in Bollywood though. I won't say it's totally changed in Bollywood, but it's quite different. I'll give you the example. I think yesterday I was only discussing with someone, so I'll give you a small scoop again without taking names, because this is a big revelation I feel will be for the people who hear it. So there were two projects, I wouldn't take names again, there were two projects in which I was finalized. I in fact signed contracts. So one of them, I signed a contract, and I was about to get my advances and all, and what happened there was the person who was directing, producing it, you know, their movie didn't work, which released before my movie, which they happened to do with me. That movie didn't work. So suddenly the whole budgeting of the movie that was going to happen with me fell down. I mean, they had to cut down on the budgets. And everyone else had their advances in place, had their remunerations sorted, and only I was the one whose remuneration was, you can say, compromised over that. Like, they asked me to cut down more on my remuneration, because mine was the one, I wasn't given advances, and I don't know why me. Why single out the heroine? Because a producer director's last movie didn't work, they wanted me to compromise on my remuneration. And when I didn't do that, they started finding out other ways to make sure that I walk out of the film. And eventually they confessed it to the other people, not to me directly, which I got to know later, that because of the fact that they didn't have enough funds, what they initially thought they would have for this film, they had to cut down on the budget and they couldn't afford me anymore. So everybody knows, it's a universal fact that the remuneration of a heroine is not even 1/4, it's almost like 1/10 of a hero. And in many cases, even the director. And why I am replaced or I am taken out of the film because of someone else's movie not working in the film. This happened to me also. Another film which I had had final discussions with, we were just waiting to sign the paper, and suddenly an actor's film, the hero of that film, his film didn't work, whichever release he had before that film, that didn't work. So overnight they decided to take me out of the film, because now the hero's market has fallen, so the budget of the movie has to go down. So now who has to be compromised in this whole scenario? The heroine. So now they suddenly can't afford me, and they have to take someone who's relatively newer, who will be cheaper to afford. So I have to be taken out of the film for the hero's film not working, for the producer, the director's film not working. None of the heroes or the producer or directors are affected with this. Everyone is getting paid and happily living there, doing their job. It's only the heroine eventually who has to be taken out of the film for no fault of hers. So such is the scenario. And of course, I'm sure you know that when a movie doesn't work, the person who is tagged as the unlucky mascot is the heroine. For no fault of hers. She was there for 3 songs and 5 scenes. How can you really blame her? She didn't even have a role to play in the scripting. Or there's nothing great out of it. The movie was not resting on her shoulders. So if you can't really blame the men in the project, you just put the entire blame on the girl, because eventually she will not open her mouth, or people will not really value what she's saying. So my audience who watch this, I just tell you, a big reason behind this is You know, our audience who probably are not vocal and don't come out enough to show that we love our heroines as much as our heroes, if not more. You know, if you people show the love towards us, then so will the industry, because industry blindly goes with numbers of what audience gives us. If you go and walk in theaters for seeing your heroine, then industry will make sure they get a heroine. We won't be replaced like how we are today. You know, such is the scenario.
So how do you deal with these disparities in your the payments and being called the iron leg, or then suddenly have a hit and call a golden leg? How do you?
I think I have some really heavy metal legs now. Some golden, iron, platinum, diamond. I have a lot of. I feel nice about that whole expensive metal they're talking about, but not really. It takes a toll on you. Initially, it did take a toll on me mentally. I was not able to understand. You know, it's a very disgusting feeling when people are talking about the fact that you are unlucky for a film when you barely have anything to do in the film. So you get really, and a person like me who I feel I hold myself with a lot of self-respect, so I get really hit badly. Like, I remember a lot of friends of mine in the industry who talk to me, they're like, why are you always so angry with the things, how it happens in the industry? I'm like, you know, you blame me for what I'm not responsible for. I will feel angry. If in normal life, if you are blamed for what you never did, won't you be angry? So will I be. So I'm just more vocal about it, unlike a lot of others. Because I feel, you know, if that is what is going to cost me a few movies, then definitely those movies don't deserve me, or they are not great enough movies to be a part of, if they are going to get compromised over me raising my voice over what I feel is right or wrong. So people who still want to work with me regardless. I still have a lot of people who want to work with me, and it's not because, you know, I am just in the A league right now, or I'm ruling the roost right now. They want to work with me because of what I bring onto the table today. So that's why I started working and considering only those people who want to work with me, rather than just seeing who is doing best in the market right now. Just pick up that girl and take. You know, so that it does take a toll on you when people comment such things. But as I told you, after a point of time, you have to be indifferent towards this, because you will not grow otherwise. You know, I have people around me who wished good for me, made me realize that I have a lot more to be happy and thankful about than keep thinking about this. I've made it to a place where a lot of others have not, or probably would never. So just be thankful. There's always a reason to be happy about, is what I've realized. You just have to open your eyes and see the positive side, see the glass half full. So that's what I did.
Taapsee, when you took that break from doing films in the South, there were a lot of speculation that, oh, Taapsee is dating someone, she's planning to get married. So, so how were your reactions then?
I was like, oh, people are really either eager to get me married off and let me get out of the industry. They have had enough of me, or what? I was like, no, this is not happening. See, also when I started my wedding planning venture, people started thinking that probably I'm also getting married and moving off. It is not like that. I'm not getting married anytime soon. You see, we are girls, we are as normal as any other girl. We are allowed to have relationships, we are allowed to have breakups. Just because I'm a heroine doesn't mean that I will lose all the feelings of being a normal girl. So it's okay, just that probably we take a strong stand sometimes not to talk about it in the media, and the reason clearly and frankly being that when we talk about our relationships, media doesn't see anything beyond it. Then my every movie's interview will have something about my relationship. My every interview for that matter will have something about my relationship. So I'm talking about some other thing, but they'll get the relationship into it. If my movie becomes a hit, they will say it's because of the relationship that brought luck to you. If my movie becomes a flop, then they'll say it's because of the relationship your focus is getting diverted. So everything will come to the relationship eventually. Poor boy in my life will feel, oh no, what am I, like, am I good or bad in your life? I don't understand. So that's why I have deliberately tried to keep it away. I have had a very clear stand on my relationships always. I am in it or I'm not in it, and people around me and my parents for that matter, or my friends, or even the industry friends I have had, they all have known about my relationships very clearly. I've never hidden it, saying just, not to tell it to industry people, oh no, I'm not dating, I'm single or something, or I'm dating someone because that person is a big shot. So I've not maintained any of this stand. People around me have always known the truth, just that stay away from talking in media about it because of these reasons.
Right. So, how's the event management company coming along?
That's my new baby.
Right.
It's something that I happen to come up with when I had my own time. Like, you know, that time which I took to slow down the process of signing films and do what I really wanted to do. I realized that my profession as an actor is one part of my life. It's not my whole life. So that part of my life, you know, you have a family, you have your career, you have yourself. So you have different boxes that together make up your life. So I can't let my acting or my career be my entire life. I need to grow as a person also. So that's when I decided there needs to be something else also. I need to have to divert my mind. I can't let it consume my entire life, my acting. So I decided to come up with this. A friend of mine, Farah, in Bombay, she used to do this wedding planning and decor for like 5-6 years, and I've known her since like almost 8-9 years now. So I knew that she was into this, and then she thought she wanted to start something of her own, and she was looking out for a partner. And I was more than happy to join her because my sister was also into event management, and she loved all these you know, handling events and organizing it. So I thought, okay, you know, it's just I come in as a partner, and all three of us together handle it. So we started it off we say 7-8 months back. We've just finished our first wedding season, and we are already in profit. So we've really kick-started this. Word of mouth has really helped us. I've done whatever I could to do the marketing of the company, just to give it out in media. And for all of you who are planning to get married, please contact the Wedding Factory. I'll myself come and pay a visit to your wedding if you hire us. It's like I come in a package deal.
Oh, wow.
See what all we have to do to push our business.
Oh God. So 2016 actually kicked off on a great note for you. You signed a oil brand for endorsement, and then you were the brand ambassador for CCL. How was things in that?
See, I'll tell you, 2015 itself was pretty interesting. I would say interesting, not really great, I would say. Because I had two huge hits, Baby and Kanchana 2, Ganga, everything. Like, imagine a dubbed movie in Telugu collecting more than what a straight movie would do of a big hero. And also, you know, rated after I and Rajni sir's movies. That this movie probably was the next after I and Rajni sir's movie in collection as a dubbed movie. It was a huge thing, and Baby, it started off with Baby, and then I actually signed like at least 3-4 movies. And then, unfortunately, everything got pushed to 2016 because of some or the other reason. There were big names attached to the films, but I don't know what happened. Unfortunately, everything got pushed to 2016. So 2015 was good and bad both. Good for the result of the films I did, and bad for the fact that I didn't happen to start any of my film in 2015, which I actually had to. Everything got pushed. And then when 2016 came in, I had a burst of films. So I had to in fact take out my name out of a few films which I wanted to do, but because of the date issues I had to take my name out. So now everything has started off in 2016. So 2016 has really kick-started for me.
I know. I remember this tweet of yours where I think it was Jan 2nd where you said, I've already travelled.
Yes, I think
3
I've
times
already
in
lost,
2 days.
I've already lost count of the number of flights I've taken, and it's not even 2 months are not even over. I think I would have easily touched some 20 to 25 flights already. Already, because it's been quite a lot of travel and quite a lot of interesting work coming up for me, and the patience has been worth it.
Taapsee, there have been speculation that you're signing up a film with Akshay Kumar and Amitabh Bachchan. Would you like to confirm?
Amitabh Bachchan, yes, definitely. I am starting that film from 1st of March. It's going to happen in Delhi. It's a social thriller produced by Shujit Sarkar. Anil Roy Chaudhary, a National Award-winning director, is directing it. He's a Bengali director. He's coming into Hindi for the first time. And we have a very, very, very close to my heart subject. It's almost like a dream role, in the sense, dream genre or a dream subject to be a part of. It's not like a role which I would say, you know, is like going to get me a national award or something, but it's very close to my heart role, because I play a Delhi girl and I deal with a subject which is very close to Delhi. So I wouldn't reveal it right now because they have right time and situation to reveal it, but that movie will be very close to my heart at a personal level because of the subject we are dealing with.
So do you think this is going to be like a stepping stone for you in
Definitely,
Bollywood?
definitely it will be. In fact, each and every movie that I have planned for Hindi is going to be one step up in my career. And the fact that Hindi industry has taken me so warmly, and obviously I've learned my mistakes from what I did in South, so I'm not going to repeat my mistakes, and I'm going to choose things very wisely, which I have tried to do. The Hindi industry is very upset with me, thinking why I'm taking it so slow. I can only tell everyone, for that matter, not just Hindi, that I'm only one human being who is to handle 3 languages. You need to give me time to choose wisely. Otherwise, you know, I just don't want to be a movie churning factory. It will be worth it is what I can tell everyone. So it will be slow, but it will be worth it.
So are we going to see more of Taapsee in Telugu in the near future?
I would love to. I'm actually hearing a few scripts. Some things work out, some things don't. But after Ghazi, which is hopefully releasing this year itself, I've heard 1 or 2 more Telugu scripts. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I hope in next 1 month or so they should fall in place. And I really want to do Telugu. Yeah, I've grown close to the language. I've grown close to the culture. I've stayed in Hyderabad for 2 years. So it's very unfortunate that I was not able to do Telugu films, because I just want to give my audience the best and nothing less. That's why I'm taking time. So just have trust in me is what I say.
Right. So when you picked Ghazi, which has a very, very interesting storyline, what were you thinking of the cast that Ghazi has, you know?
See, it has got Atul Kulkarni, it's got KK Menon and Rana, of course, and me. So we wanted to have a cast which has presence in Hindi as well, because we plan to release it in Hindi, as I've told you. It's a bilingual, so we give every shot twice in Hindi and in Telugu. See, all of us at an individual level are so kicked that we have gone to all possible extents to make sure that we very comfortably manage to finish this movie within budgets, within right time, because we really want this movie to come out in front of the world. And the right cast is very important, because otherwise people will not take notice of a film like this. It is the bare truth. Unless and until you have known names, you can't push an odd subject in between audience. They will not accept it readily unless and until you have, you know, known names backing it up. So it was pretty thrilling feeling. Rana and I have worked together in, you know, supposedly hit combination, because we have worked in Arambam in Tamil and we have worked in Baby in Hindi. Now we're coming together for Telugu. Even though we didn't share screen space much in any of these 2 films, this time we are together all throughout. So we are hoping it's going to be even bigger and better for Telugu.
And such great performers, you know.
They're great performers, KK Menon and Atul Kulkarni. I think it just doesn't get better, I feel. I think all of us are taking that extra step, not leaving any stone unturned. At sets, you should see the kind of brainstorming that happens for each and every scene. Like this kind of an atmosphere you rarely see in a film, where the actors are sitting together with the technicians brainstorming as to how to make each and every scene a notch better.
Right. So, Taapsee, have you had any crazy fan moments?
I've had a lot of them. Just that I don't remember vividly any one particular.
I remember once we had that when we went for a movie at GVK. Remember, there were like these guys who were running behind us.
Yeah, these actually happen quite often, because some people don't get to meet a lot of actors very frequently, especially when you go to cities outside Hyderabad or Bombay or Chennai for that matter. They don't get to see actors very frequently, so they get really excited to see them around. And you know, that's really, I don't get offended with it, nor do I feel bad about it, nor do I try to shun them away, because this is the true mark of the fact that they really want to see you. Yes, I don't entertain pictures all the time, because the problem is if I'm alone, I don't go out with bodyguards. I go alone, like how I am. So I can't control the crowd if a lot of people happen to come and You know, they sometimes forget the fact that I'm alone and I can't manage to give 100 pictures. And if I say yes to one person, I can't say no to another, because you are not no dearer to me than the other. So I can't say no to one and yes to one. So I refrain from giving pictures in public areas, but trust me, I love them all so much. That is what really makes me feel that they still want to see me on screen, and that is the reason for me to keep going.
So what is this one film that you really fell in love with in the recent times?
In the recent times, if you ask me, the first name that comes to me in recent times is The Danish Girl. I saw the film.
Right.
Oh my God, what a performance. I think that guy Eddie is going to win an Oscar again, and if he doesn't, for me, he is my star.
Right.
The way he's done Stephen Hawking last year and now this one, I don't know how these people manage it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're great actors. Yeah. Apart from that, I loved Madhavan's film, Sala Kadus. That it got released in Tamil as well with rave reviews, and he's done a great job, Madhavan. I mean, we need such kind of cinema more and more. And I haven't seen any Telugu movie recently, so probably can't take a name of recent ones. But I do keep watching movies. Like the movies that leave impact in my mind are like Chak De, or this Sala Kadus or The Danish Girl, and it leaves impact in your mind. So these are the movies that I really loved recently.
Right. So what are your plans for the year ahead?
Year ahead, I have decided to take things one at a time. So people who ask me now, what have you planned for the remaining year? After the experience that I had in 2015, where I planned so much and nothing really happened, so I thought, okay, now I'm going to take it with time. So now when people ask me what is the plan, I say I'm in Ghazi right now. The moment I finish Ghazi, I am on that Shrijit sir's film with Amit ji. That is going to go on till April. That's going to be a single schedule film, and it's going to go on till April. After that, I already have 3 options. One Telugu, one Tamil, one Hindi lined up. Whichever I finalize first, or whichever finalizes me first, I'll go on board with that, and I'll give the announcement as and when it happens. But I have pretty interesting things, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. If all goes the way I see it is going to go, it's going to be a life-changing year for me.
Great. So on that note, I hope it's a really interesting year for you, and wishing you the best, Taapsee, and thanks for talking to the iDream viewers. And
it's always a pleasure talking to you, Vrinda, and of course to Hemant as well. So both of you are doing a great job, and thank you for calling me. And in spite of me not really promoting my film right now, I'm still here talking to you guys because I enjoy talking to you.
Pleasure. Thanks a lot, Taapsee. And is there a message that you want to give the iDream viewers?
All the iDream viewers, please watch my entire interview, because I try to keep it as real as possible. And this is my only medium to connect to all of you. So all I would say is, please have your belief in me. Trust me, I'm trying my best not to let you down. Please don't get bogged down by the fact that I'm a little slow in selecting movies lately. I'm just making sure that you don't get disappointed. And I love you all a lot. You are the reason for me to still survive in spite of all the flack that I keep getting for a lot of other things. So please keep supporting me.